Once you have imported your classes from Google Classroom, you're ready to use the tool. Your students, if they're on their district Chromebook device, will automatically be registered to use GoGuardian. And as long as they're signed into their district account while using Google Chrome, you should be able to see them on their device as well. And they can check that by going to the corner here and making sure they're signed in and the sync is on. Or you can tell them when they're in Google Chrome to go to the People tab and again, make sure that their account is added and checked off. So in the last video, we showed you how to use the scheduler to automatically schedule your sessions to run, or you can set a manual start and stop time right here from this menu. So you can select a time that they already have here or do a custom time, end time, and then you just start the class. Now your students' screens will begin to show up. And once they do, you'll be able to use certain commands to manage their tabs and their browsing online. You cannot actually move their cursor or type on their screen, but you can open and close tabs and you can lock tabs. You can also auto launch tabs for them. So right here on the screens tab is where you're going to see all of their screens appear. If you want to select all the students at one time, you're going to check this blue box. And if all your students were here, it would check everybody. And then you're going to get your command bar at the bottom here. This is where we can open a new tab for them. So if any students are struggling to get to a website or you just want everyone quickly to get on one, you can type this in here, put in your website. And when you select Open Tab, if you look at the student's screen, it will change and it will open that new tab and put it front and center on their screen. Okay, you can still see that they have their other tabs open below here, but they're on the one site now that I sent them to. I can also select individual students and open a new tab that way. So if I'm differentiating or just a few students need some kind of assistance, I can select them one by one. Okay, another thing I can do while I have this command bar open is lock their device. I can leave a little message if I want. And what it's going to do is it's going to lock their device so that they can no longer browse their tabs. They get a blank screen that says browsing disabled. And if you put a message like I did, eyes on my screen, that will show up on there as well. And this just allows you to keep them focused on you while you're either presenting in Zoom or sharing your lesson. Okay, they won't be able to open any tabs or go anywhere else, but the Zoom window, if they're using the Zoom app on the Chromebook, will still stay open for them. Then you can unlock their device when you're ready for them to go off and get started on their assignment. Another feature is to exclude a student from the session. So if they are absent that day or you know that they went out to another teacher and you don't want their browsing history to be recorded in this session, you can exclude them from it. It will only exclude them for just the rest of the session, and then the next time you restart it, they'll be back in again. Okay, also from this tab, you can expand a individual student screen. And now I can see exactly what they're on. As they change the web page, it will update in real time so I can see in live time what they're looking at. This is their active tab. If I need to close it, I can. Maybe they're on the wrong tab or it's just not, appropriate site that I want them to be on. I can manually close it for them. They'll get a message that says your teacher has closed the tab, and it will just shut down and go to the next tab they have open on their browsing. So now here's all the other tabs they have. So if their Zoom screen or their video is lagging and I look and I see they have like 10 tabs open, I can help them now by closing some of these tabs so their Zoom performs better. And again, also if they're on an inappropriate site, I can close tabs that way as well. When I'm on an individual student screen, those same tools are right here at the bottom. There's also a new one here now called a screenshot. So if I want to document the one page that they're on, again, if I want to follow up with them on a problem I see they're struggling with, if I want to document a site they're on, any good work, I can hit screenshot and it will take a screenshot of the current tab. It does not screenshot the other browsing tabs that they have, just this current one. And now when I go into my screenshot tab, that image is there. And I can save it here or I can just download it or send to Drive. Okay, and that is all for this tab. We do have the chat, which we'll go over in a minute, and some of these other tools. Timelines is just going to show you an overall timeline minute by minute, and this is what's going to save in your session history. So it won't show you exactly what they're looking at, but it'll show you what site they were on and for how long, and then you can expand it to explore that site yourself if you want to. Screenshots we went over, and present to class, we don't use that tool. It's basically presenting your screen, and we do that in Zoom, so that's not necessary at this time. Okay, the chat just allows you to chat with your students. You can access the chat down here by clicking that button, and then any students online will be here, and you can click on their name and send them a message. They can write you back. They cannot chat with the rest of the class. You can also send an announcement that will broadcast across their screen, and you can send an announcement to the entire class. For example, it's time for special class or lunch or something like that. You can do that right there as well. The next tab is the off-task alerts. This doesn't work consistently, but if you're teaching a specific subject, you can select it here, and then if they're browsing a site that is not related to math as we've chosen, there will be an alert. But again, that doesn't work 100%. Those are the main things that you need to know about running a session. And the next video that you will find will tell you more about scenes, which will teach you how to block certain websites for the students during the school day, and also how to auto launch websites for them.